The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Well, I think it's only fair that we start off the show by saying there's going to be an announcement next show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that your announcement?
That's my announcement. There's
That's
an
great.
announcement for SDPN Sports that I teased last episode that I would like to double tease this episode because we weren't sure, and now it's looking like it'll happen. And here's the fun part. We also have a guest on Monday.
Oh, does it have something to do with the first part?
No.
So we
will
a
have
guest?
two guests. We'll have double guests on Monday.
Okay.
We're going to have someone in studio. His name is Sid Sixera.
I thought that was Friday.
He told me it was Monday. What? Is this a say Friday?
Let's,
man.
Hey, split the difference. Split the difference. Have them on Wednesday.
Did you not?
I might have, but then he changed it on me.
Okay.
Yeah, he said still good for Monday, question mark. So I'm assuming it's Monday. You guys cool with that?
Is he cool with that?
Yeah. That's the,
Yeah.
That's the confirmation?
That's what it says here.
I love that he listens to the show because we're not even going to have to text him about this. He's going, oh heavens, there appears to be a misunderstanding.
I can't wait for you. Where Steve and Sid are going to go head to head on Sid
the Calder
impressions.
Cup means nothing.
Make sure that he still doesn't think it's the 29th.
Isn't Monday the 29th?
No, because the 29th is next Friday.
Yeah, no. He said Monday. I don't know. I'll text him after the show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Make sure it comes on.
I don't know. He'll fucking be here or whatever. Stop grinding me on dates. I'm going off of what Sid told me on the text, okay?
But
So
he also said the 29th.
He did, but then he changed it because he said he didn't. It was a thing.
Okay.
So yeah, he did change it. He did change it, to be
Okay.
fair to Sid.
Thumbs up.
By the way, so that's going to happen. But here's the thing: Sid is going to be here as we welcome our new show on. And by the way, that has nothing to do with Sid. For anybody questioning that out there, we do have a new show. You will find out about it Monday. The person who is on the new show will be on our show to kick off the show. So
With
it'll be
Sid.
With Sid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Sid is going to bring his Calder Cup rant to the show. He's never done it live. So in person, Steve and Sid will also debate whether the Calder Cup matters or not.
Didn't I just argue that it doesn't recently?
Yeah. You flip-flopped.
I did. I learned.
No, that's good. Yeah.
I learned from Sid Sixera.
Personal growth.
Nah, you flip-flopped your hot takes.
Yeah.
Stand by it.
No, hey, you know what, kids? Toxic masculinity says be wrong forever.
Double down.
Yeah.
Have a bad opinion, realize how wrong you are, but get mad about it and double down. The Calder Cup means everything, Sid Sixera. Let me kill you.
Tell Skip that LeBron is a great player.
Now, Skip.
Skip. And he's like, number 2, because he won't say Kawhi's name. I
haven't seen his face in a while, and it's been great.
Skip Bayless?
Yeah.
Oh, man, but Shannon Sharp's so great.
Yeah, but he's with... I mean...
He's supposed to be the bad guy. He's the bad guy.
You ever find a hair in your soup? Did you eat it?
That's a well-paid hair in your soup. If we ever make that kind of money, I'd be very happy to be the hair in the soup. Very happy to be for what, $6 or $7 million a year?
I consume American television through airports, and so every time I'm in one, I see those two screaming at each other, and it's just an observation. American TV is a lot of screaming at each other.
Yes, it is. They do like that.
Screaming,
and we have
nothing.
consultants that come into radio stations who are American who want us to be a little more like that.
Oh, are they really good at what they
great.
do?
They're great.
They give great advice that you value?
It's different. It's a different market, right? So, it's a little bit different. They understand that. So, it's just, the thing is about American TV is it's contrast.
Mm-hmm.
There is this way and there's this way. And then there's these ways. It's always shoving buddies. Only sometimes you're not buddies.
I think it's really important that you get broadcasting advice, Adam, on account of you just got here.
So anyway,
I think it's good people give you that.
I did want to mention that we're very excited about this new show. Very, very excited. And this is actually one of the first shows that we started working on. It's taken a bit of time to get it together because, believe it or not, podcasts take a little bit of time to get together. And, it's funny because we always thought, how hard could it be? We just sat at a bar and said, why don't we start a show? And then we started one.
Come on, playing first base is easy. Tell them. It's extremely hard.
Yeah, so we're finally at the point now where we're going to be able to do that. So very, very excited about that. Sid Sixera, probably Monday. And let me ask you this. Do you think it was us that got Jeff Petry to shave his mustache?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the show, right?
Yeah.
Because we mentioned, and then it was gone.
Yeah. Immediately after we mentioned
Like
it,
immediately.
he shaved it.
So Petry's a fan? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, he endorses it. This is the SDP as endorsed by Jeff Petry.
The SD Petry.
Whoa.
It was right there.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It's not Jeff Petry. It's Dominic Ducharme. He heard Adam criticize him all through the playoffs, and he's like, this guy in Toronto keeps talking smack about me. I'm going to tune in. And he heard you last episode say that Petry needs to shave, and he tapped Petry on the shoulder and said, Adam Wild said shave.
It's why the Habs are 0-5.
I got a
You
DM.
spend too much time listening to us.
I got a DM. Hey, Adam, I hope you're well.
This is from Jeff Ducharme.
I want to thank you. I'm becoming a bit famous and being associated with your podcast with Steve and Jesse. I've had a few people talk to me about it and mention your name as the head coach of the Canadiens, Jeff Ducharme.
Wow.
My buddy from City, who is a cameraman. Actually, Jeff Ducharme. Actually, Jeff Ducharme. The real Jeff Ducharme. Hi, Jeff. Yeah, so like my friend Jeff, who we used to do like red carpets and stuff together, and Jeff is one of the funniest cameramen I've ever worked with. He's amazing. Yeah, so he's the guy I kept saying Jeff Ducharme.
That's
good. Who
That's
it was.
Awesome.
Now, I do want to ask you this. Habs are 0-5. Do we officially call it the Curse Shire?
Oh, wow.
Do we?
Because Andrew Berkshire has not done a game over for a Habs win ever in his life. And the common denominator is him.
Mm-hmm. It's his fault, clearly.
And if you're not aware, live after every Habs game, Andrew Berkshire goes live on our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/SCPN.
So good.
You can get live post-game show. And yeah, he hasn't done a victory yet.
And I'm so impressed. Dude, he has 2 guests every show. And I'm pretty sure he's like done
booking them. The only one he didn't have was Buffalo, and then got Dwayne.
Because nobody wanted to do it.
So
nobody wanted to do the Buffalo game, and that turned out to be one of the best ones.
And like, it's not like he runs it by us. Like, we're not his boss. I'm like, oh, you got Sarah Sivian. That's cool.
That's great. Yeah.
And then I was like, I messaged him like, why haven't we had Sarah on? And it just never occurred to anyway. So Sarah and Arun did an amazing job yesterday. And you know, I was listening to it this morning in the car at like 4:30 in the morning, and it just. You could hear the exasperation. And it was funny when I sometimes I go and I'll read the comments and stuff, and somebody, a Habs fan wrote, you know, I just don't feel like this podcast represents me. There's not a Habs fan on this podcast. And I was thinking,
on ours or his?
No, on his, on Andrew's. And I'm like, if you don't think, Andrew Berkshire may have renounced his Habs citizenship years ago when Subban was traded. But let's be honest. If they were winning, he'd be going to the Stanley Cup parade.
I was talking to him about that last year when they were in the final. I'm like, doesn't party. Aren't you back a little bit?
No,
like,
he said he wasn't cheering. He said he wasn't like a fan in that instance. He was watching alongside the Habs, but he wasn't a fan of it.
But he has a certain expertise. Yeah. He's able to look at it objectively, but he understands how you would look at things if you didn't.
Right. He is also a fan. Like, come on.
I don't know.
He understands the history of the Habs, which I think is a very important thing. He understands the temperature of the city, which it's red hot right now.
Yeah.
Red hot.
I mean, we were talking about how this would all play in the media last episode.
Their GM addressed the media before Jesperi Kotkaniemi came to town and scored.
Yeah.
And before Brendan Gallagher had yet another goalie interference call to get upset about.
We'll talk about that in just a second, too.
Okay.
So is it officially the hashtag Curseshire until...
Yes.
Yes, it has to be.
Curseshire.
Curseshire. Hashtag Curseshire. The next Montreal game, I believe, is tomorrow night. And
I don't know.
I believe it is.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So basically, so this is cool. Tomorrow night, you'll be able to watch Steve do his live stream for Sportsnet during the Leafs game. And then after the Leafs game, you'll be able to go to the SDPN channel and watch Andrew do his live show for the Canadiens Detroit for a battle of who's worstest.
That's about 4 hours straight of content.
Just good content.
Yeah, set up your laptop, get your video games out. I know a bunch of people have been messaging me about Far Cry 6. And how much they love it. It's an amazing game. I'm going to start streaming it here soon too. And so that's what you need to do. Have Steve and Andrew on. You're set. Now, let's talk about last night's game. And specifically, Steve, you mentioned the Gallagher no goal. Now, let me ask the whole room. Steve, is it a goal?
I understand why it was called no goal, but oh boy. I thought it was kind of soft.
Jesse,
I
is
thought
it a goal?
I have to watch it again. I only saw it once.
Okay, pull it up so everybody can watch it together.
When I saw it, I was like, no goal.
Well,
but
here's how I look at it. So often when these goals are called back, the offending player is in the crease. They're touching the goalie in a way that prevents them from doing their job.
Which is the whole spirit of the rule.
But very often, at least in the goals that come back that I've seen, the offending player does not touch the puck.
Right.
Gallagher did. Like what I saw him do, the deflection took a great deal of skill. Yeah, if you scroll up a little bit, Jesse, you'll see like what he does. He places it absolutely perfectly, and he tips it out of the way of Anderson's glove. To me, I'm watching this play. Anderson tracks it the entire time, and Gallagher's actions do not prevent Anderson from stopping this puck. He didn't know where it was. And that's not a criticism of Frederik Anderson. It's a perfectly tipped shot. Like, I'm just trying to find, in this clip, Gallagher doing something that made Freddie's job impossible. And look at where Gallagher's feet are. Are they in the blue paint? His left foot, maybe, barely. Is he actually making contact with Freddie? Maybe, barely. Is he restricting his movement in any way? Maybe, but barely.
I have to say, I don't... Jesse, I do want to ask you.
okay.
Is it a goal or not a goal?
I'm going to tell you two things you said there that I think are incorrect.
Okay.
Is he doing anything to restrict the goalie from not making the save? No, I think you're correct on that point. But the other two parts where, yes, he does make contact with the goalie. You can't do that. Two, he's too close. Can't do that. I think in the spirit of the rule, probably not goalie interference. Probably, hey, that's a clean goal. But by definition, you can't get that close to the goal. You can't make contact. And he does make his butt there grazes his shoulder. You can't have a player grazing his butt grazing the shoulder of the goalie right here, and you not call it goalie interference.
See,
so I think the refs made the right call.
Freddie does come across ever so slightly, and it's difficult to know, like, is that because he pushed, or is that because Gallagher sort of drags him a little bit, and it does take him out of the path of the puck.
Right. And you see how his mitt is right up against Gallagher on the side here? If he reaches forward in any way, he's touching Gallagher and he can't make a save. That's interference.
And if you bring your glove forward, you'd be able to cut down the angle and everything.
Right.
And
you just can't be there on the ice, and you can't make contact with the goal. And he did those two things.
I don't want to live in a world where that's not a goal. I don't want the NHL to be a league where that's not a goal. And so that's what I was trying to do with that bit was go around the room and then have you guys break it down afterwards. So we each had it. But like you can, I guess you can see how it shouldn't be a goal, but to me that is a goal. That is an absolute goal. There is going to be contact between goalie and player in the NHL. It's impossible for there not to be. So if we're going to call back every good goal that, and I love Freddie, but like he just like whispers in Freddie's ear and it's not a goal? Come on.
What's frustrating to me is we've seen this goal count.
Yeah. So is this a new thing that they're doing, or is it just that's what they decided?
No, it's the judgment call of that particular evening. Now, Gallagher loves to use the word Toronto. It's his favorite word in the world.
Yeah.
He likes it more than hockey, and if he has a dog, he likes it more than his dog's name.
So he said some person in Toronto.
Yeah, some person in Toronto.
The guy
still is wearing a Frederik Anderson jersey, I suppose.
The guy touching the puck is also touching the goalie. I think that's interference.
Yeah, it's what I'm frustrated with, or I guess where Gallagher is coming from, because he was very upset about this, and he talks about himself as a student of the rules. Because he knows this is his job. So he studies the video that the league sends out every year. This is goalie interference. This is not. And he's like, and I follow that to a T. Well, you can have a plan to follow it to a T, but like, bro, you're standing on skates on ice. Like, you can have the best of intentions and still make a mistake.
Sure.
You could have, my feet are, like, look how close his feet are to the crease there. He probably practices that. He probably knows where he's standing in accordance to the blue paint without even looking, in the same way that a goalie would know where they are without even looking. But at the end of the day, if the goalie's in the blue paint and you're touching them,
and you touch the puck at the same time and then it goes in, I think that's the definition of goalie interference.
I think you know what's not a good argument, and I think this is Adam's argument, and it's not. I'm not even saying I disagree with this argument, Adam, but your argument, I'm fairly certain, is come on.
Yeah.
It's like Krabsov coming back to the Rangers. Come on!
Like it's not effective. I look at that, and Jesse, you didn't say a thing that was wrong. You didn't say a single thing. But come on!
That's not in the spirit of what the game is, and that's not in the spirit what the rule is. That's my
it is
opinion.
entirely the rule.
Okay, and
But there's rules, and then there's spirit of the rule.
See, you're doing the come on.
come on. There's always, by the way, for every recurring complaint in the NHL, there's a fan base that is the captain of that complaint.
Okay, what's the
The Edmonton Oilers are the captain of the goalie interference complaint. This didn't count. Ryan Kessler being on top of Cam Talbot in the 2017 playoffs did. Come on!
right?
That was ridiculous. He was holding the goaltender.
Right.
While lying on top of him, but that didn't count.
Yep.
But should we go back? Should we go back in time and be wrong always then? No. It's growth, like we talked about off the top of the show.
Yeah. So
Did that goal tie the game, by the way?
It was the first goal of the game.
yeah,
1-0.
So that changes the whole outlook of the game, right?
And because then Carolina goes up 2-0.
And
they-
I think that would have been the first time they scored first.
I believe-
Or no, they scored first against the Leafs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
So it
believe
would have been the first since opening night.
It's not great.
as of now, they're on pace for 65 goals this year.
Ooh!
I'm pretty sure McDavid is on pace for more goals than the Canadians.
Anze Kopitar has more goals.
Oh, certainly. I mean, what do they have? 3? And
They have not a lot.
And, so that sucks for them, right? Because that's wind out of your sails immediately. And then, of course, Kotkaniemi's out on the ice, and they boo him, and then they yell 6.1, and it's like, I don't know. That's not really a good one. Like, I think the other chant was fuck off. And I think
Which,
that made a
fair
lot more
enough.
sense. Fair.
It gets a point across. I don't remember who tweeted it, but it was basically, you paid to chant a millionaire's salary at him. Like, oh man, you showed him.
Yeah, well, and it's a pretty good salary. That's not bad. 6.1.
Why is-
I'll take it.
I'll take it too.
Why is KK the enemy here? I thought Montreal fans, I thought
he
they'd
signed
be
it.
kind of neutral on it.
Because he signed it.
But
You should always want to be a Canadian.
Oh,
you should
gosh.
want to be here. No, take your money. I would
can't-
rather make less millions.
I can't side with the fans on that one.
No.
I think I'm siding with the player because if somebody puts this money in front of you, you're gonna take it. And it's the team you should be mad at who didn't want to match it.
The captain of the Montreal Canadiens is a player who signed a 14-year contract with the Philadelphia Flyers. Shea Weber. He signed an offer sheet, baby.
I don't understand how they boo the guy. They should boo the team. Boo Bergevin.
The Canes.
I think they're getting there.
The Canes social media team is already in mid-season form.
No, it's not personal though.
Didthehabslose.com. You could go on with the code WE, as in QUI, and you could buy only a Kotkaniemi t-shirt or a Sebastian Aho t-shirt.
And those cost
$20. Yeah.
Now, to be clear, because I'm always like, oh, it's personal. You goof. Stop saying it's not personal. To be clear, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And they should do that.
Yeah.
But just stop saying it's not personal when it very much is.
This is also great. They just this morning they just woke up and tweeted, "Good morning to everyone, but especially us, the Carolina Hurricanes." just awesome.
That is very, very good.
Very funny. Very, very funny. Good theater, as we say. Now,
But especially us. What a bunch of jerks.
yes, and I think on the site
Wonderful.
it says copyright bunch of jerks too. Pretty sure at the bottom of their website.
Excellent.
It's amazing.
Just excellent.
So speaking of terrible starts, the Chicago Blackhawks are 1 point up on the Montreal Canadiens. Now, we talked about Chicago last episode, and let me just context this for you because I don't even think I did it. I didn't think we'd sink to these depths. I thought they'd win. I thought, it was, Kane, there's 1,000 silver stick night or whatever it is, even though he played it last year. And they're back at home and things are good, except they're not. Remember, this is a team that got booed off the ice in their first game of the season. Fans back in the building, and they were booed off the ice. Then, the head coach, actually before that, was booed during announcements.
Hey, here's Jeremy Colleton.
And I'm looking at the roster. I had to look at Dom Lucian's predictions this morning, and it's looking like he was pretty close. He had them finishing 23rd or something like that. It might be 32nd. But right now, the Blackhawks, who I'm like, they should be better, right?
They
not.
shouldn't be this bad.
Right. So,
Yeah.
Again, I want to ask the question. And I said it sort of last episode. Is it just sometimes where you see, like I remember in the 90s, the Tampa Bay Rays signed a bunch of people like Mo Vaughn to a bunch of expensive contracts, and it didn't really work out for them because they didn't know how to play as a team. Is it that Chicago has a lot of new players and they're just gelling? Or is it just not, that they put their money in the wrong places and it's not good?
They're one of the biggest wild cards in the league because how is Seth Jones going to fit in?
Yeah.
How is Jonathan Taves going to fit back into a team that he hasn't been part of for a year? How are they going to adjust to life without Duncan Keith? I know he's taken a step back, but, in the locker room, how are they going to adjust to Marc-Andre Fleury in net? And how is he going to adjust to them? You're going from a team known for defense to a team that hasn't had any for about half a decade. That's a tough one. You got guys coming off of injury like Calvin DeHaan. There's obvious roster upheaval like Dylan Strome. They basically let out once every 5 games.
Yeah.
DeBrincat was on the third line.
Well, and I think that's why fans are kind of done with Colleton. But here,
as someone who has him in fantasy, fuck off.
Taze,
stop that.
Taze said today, well, when we play Jeremy's game, we get results. And I wondered if that was just the captain sticking up for the coach who's under fire.
That's hockey robot talk.
Yeah.
No, that's hockey robot talk. I would love to get him in private and be like, but really?
Well, and how many years do they have to go? Like, has it been 3.5, 4 years since they fired Quenneville?
No,
Less
couldn't
than
be.
that.
Really? No. 2? No. I feel like it was at the beginning of the season that was doomed by the pandemic.
Yeah,
let me
the
see. Let me
19 season.
He was fired 15 games into 18-19.
Oh, wow. That's 3 years.
Time doesn't. Time is fake.
Yeah.
Time is money.
I was looking up
both
this
are fake.
stat.
And they were, by the way, they were 6-6 at that point. So they were 500.
Yeah, it was about his time to go. I was looking up this stat I saw earlier, and it was that the Blackhawks have been outscored 15-3 at 5-on-5 through their first 4 games of the season, and that's second
Can I
worst.
just point out for the new fans that's bad?
Oh, man.
That's second worst in the league. The Kraken have only allowed more goals at 5-on-5, and they've played an extra game. And it just, like, defense seems to be the number one issue, but I'm not sure if it's I guess it's just twofold. It's the defensemen not being able to play good stay-at-home defense, and then the offense not being able to play good defense against their forwards and not being able to transition into an offensive game. Like, the whole defensive structure seems to be just a giant hole here in Chicago, and I feel like that's what they tried to solve in the offseason, and that's where they're completely failing.
So I saw one of the goals last night, and Seth Jones is literally right there.
Yeah,
And
he hasn't
it's-
had a good start.
And it's like, and you just think, man, again, it is overreaction season. I get it. But if he doesn't figure this out, this could be one of the worst contracts we've ever seen.
If the analytics nerds
If they're right.
if they love dunking on someone, they've got their ultimate dunk choice, and they're going to have a highlight reel of Seth Jones getting turnstiled a couple times, allowing a few goals, just running on Twitter all season long.
Now, do you think they're dunking on Seth, or are they dunking on the guy that offered him the deal?
Yes. God, we've been doing a show together for a long time.
You guys are in sync today. It's crazy.
That's the answer.
Yes, it is the answer.
But
though.
it's
Like,
more
we're right.
it's more the offerer of the deal, is it not?
It's
Because I don't think anybody's like it's because with the analytics, it's like you didn't listen to us, so now we're coming for you.
It's like
Right? Which is fair.
It's like the hockey world said Seth Jones and Zach Werenski are good at this for long enough that everyone believed it. and now they both make $9 million. Like, it's what, both of them. It's so rarely that there's a Shea Weber Ryan Suter situation, because they were both teammates, they were both on the same pair, and they both went and got their money because both were extremely good. But then we took Seth Jones and Zach Werenski, which at no point ever had the reputation of those two, and we're like, all right, you're now two of the highest paid defensemen in the league.
I've never seen two guys come from a team that never won have such high reputations. It's not like these are championship guys who have had deep runs in the playoffs. Columbus hasn't done jack shit in their franchise.
But
no,
they got
you
to the
beat
second
the Leafs.
round.
Congrats. Everyone has. Shut up.
Here's what they did.
Tampa and nothing.
Here's what they did. They swept Tampa, and then they surprised the Leafs in consecutive
true.
years. That's what it was. And Seth Jones was playing 86 minutes a game.
Oh, here.
Because they didn't have anybody else.
Let's all stand in silence as we watch that banner go up to the
That's
rafters.
what happened, though. You
watch
know that's why.
Blow away in the
wrong.
wind from the cannon. And, like,
You know that's why, though. That's exactly why. Is that once, let's be straight, and no offense to Blue Jackets fans, it's not personal, but when a team's in the playoffs, there are more eyeballs on it because there are less teams available to watch it, right? Fair?
Brandon Dubinsky's reputation was he almost shut down Crosby once.
Here's how effective that Columbus 2-year run was. The Leafs traded for Foligno over Hall.
Ooh, Adam,
Like that's.
We're all just trying to have a good Friday.
Talk about listen. Everybody has listen. I think we have a smart GM, but the Columbus got in his head,
and he got bullied. We all saw
that
that
on
nothing.
Aon.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't want to revisit that. That's
Well, here,
Oh.
we can end it with this. Did you watch the Amazon documentary and have more faith in Kyle Dubas?
Oh, are you saying you
Okay,
don't?
so that's a no with your face. What's your answer?
I respected his ability to handle tough conversations. That's for sure. Like we're talking about Mikheyev and VC and
Make
that
the
stuff.
team better. That's a no as well.
No,
so
hold
we
on.
have three
I'm
no's.
neutral.
I think I'm neutral on that too, and
yeah.
I think what it has to do with the fact that everybody knows that it has nothing to do with the pieces that Kyle Dubas can bring in or not bring out anymore. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about the guys that were already there.
That's the correct answer.
And
It's an adorable answer.
can I just say this? Somebody who I never agree with, I completely agree with today.
Oh,
Because I've been following along with the Star Sports, because CJ's there. I agreed with a Damian Cox opinion today. Are you ready?
heavens to Betsy. What did he say?
He said John Tavares has been a steady leader for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the criticism basically is unwarranted, and here's why.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but isn't that... I was like,
Oh,
Yeah, but I liked it better when I said it.
right. Well,
Do you agree with him, or do we share the same correct opinion?
do you realize that he has 95 goals in 205 games with the Leafs?
Dude, he's been so good.
That's really good. I don't know what people are on him for. I don't get it.
Everyone's just mad. We're all mad.
We're all
so
punching in every direction.
Zach Werenski and Seth Jones made a name for sweeping Tampa, and
And then the Leafs.
and then the Leafs. But I don't know.
I think that got in the GM's heads. I'm not lying. I really do. And
They
you know,
have-
you saw the intermissions in those games, right? You remember the intermission? Seth Jones is on Ottawa. Every intermission. So there'd be somebody on the penalty. No, it's Seth Jones, and there he is again. And it's like he's playing defense. No,
And not. There's the Lightning again. There they are again. There again.
No.
Korpisalo's had to make over 70 saves. There they are again. There they are again.
Yes.
That was never the conversation. It's like people don't listen to themselves. The defense has been amazing, and Korpisalo is standing on his head. Sorry, folks. Those two things can't be true at the same night.
Ooh.
They can't be.
Here's a point.
I do have a point. It's a very good one. Yes. It's was that French or Russian? I'm
Doesn't
not
matter.
sure. Anyway, it happens way too often. It happens. Oh man, Mike Smith really saving the Oilers' bacon, and also Darnell Nurse has played over an hour tonight. it doesn't.
And Mike Smith's going to be out for a little bit here.
Oh, is he? Oh yeah, I saw he was hurt.
It's
But
almost like somebody might have mentioned that in the season preview that a 40-year-old goalie playing 40 games might be
I
might
like
be a tough
Koskinen.
ass.
I
he
like
just got
Koskinen.
here. What is
Koskinen's
Mrazek
gonna be
42?
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be nice.
The Blackhawks have a lot of problems, and they might be in trouble.
Connor McDavid passes or kicks Leon Draisaitl out of the top 5 and fastest Oilers to reach 200 goals. Already.
Since the last
Because he was number 5. Yeah, and I told you in last show that Connor McDavid was at 199 goals. He got it last night, which was literally, he just decided, I'm going to have this now. And it was so funny because it was like everybody just stood still and said, yep, it's his.
Yep. They can really score it well.
Well, it's just how fast he is, right? Mm-hmm. And what was interesting about this, and I want to do a little trivia with you guys. You ready?
Sure.
Okay. There is a list. There is the top 5 fastest Oilers in history to reach 200 goals. Leon is now 6. Connor is 4th.
What?
Connor is 4th. Who are the top 3?
Oh, I know.
I want to know who 5 is.
I'll tell you who 5 is too.
Okay. The top 3. Well, 1 is Gretzky.
Number 1.
Good for me.
Yeah, Steve Dangle, everybody.
Great job.
2 is Messier?
Nope.
It's not, eh?
It's not.
Curry?
It is Curry. Yari Curry.
Is 3 Messier?
It is not. I don't think you'll get number 3. It's the hardest one. And let me say, Gretzky did it in 242 games. 200 goals in 242 games, Wayne Gretzky.
Not bad.
Yari Curry did it in 328 games. Who did it in 348 games, only 20 games behind Yari Curry?
Jesse Puljujarvi.
Not Jesse Puljujarvi, to the shock of many.
Paul Coffey?
Not Paul Coffey.
Cogliano.
You're not going to get this. But I you're going to be like, why didn't I get this? And I think because people forget how good this player was. People really forget how good this player was.
Ryan Smith?
Nope. Glenn Anderson.
Oh!
Glenn Anderson was like the 5th or 6th best player on the team. If he'd played for the Leafs in the 80s, he'd have a statue. He was unbelievable. He did play for the Leafs eventually, but
in
like
the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, but if he'd played for the Leafs in the 80s, he would be like, well, he's a top 10 player in history.
So many players get lost in the 80s because of Gretzky. I've told you both the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it again. Okay. This is Jeff Merrick's favorite piece of trivia. He asks me at least once every 2 months. Who was the second highest scorer of the 80s? Number 1 was Gretzky. The second highest scorer of the 80s in the entire NHL was?
Marcel Dionne. No, Mike Bossy.
Nope.
Marcel?
Double no.
Ray Bourque?
Nope. Keep going.
Oh, God. Not Mario, obviously.
Nope. You're just never going to get it. Peter Stastny.
Peter Stastny?
Yeah.
Really? Because he played for
Jesse,
Quebec.
what team? Damn it.
Sorry.
I was going to be like, what team did he play for? Can anyone? Yeah, he played for the Nordiques, scored a shitload, and nobody cared because Gretzky.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yep.
Mark Messier, by the way, is in 5th right now. It took him 442 games. That's not a bad lineup. Gretzky, Curry, Anderson, McDavid, Messier, Draisaitl. Not bad.
Pretty good.
Not bad. They've had some good scores there in Edmonton. Scheifele and Wheeler both have COVID despite being fully vaccinated, which, by the way, can happen.
Yeah.
I believe they're asymptomatic. But what's interesting is that it has opened up ice for a person that I have been paying particular attention to, who I feel like if they don't, this is like a make or break year for them. And nobody's saying this, but Pierre-Luc Dubois, 3 goals already this season.
Mm-hmm. I think most of us could have told you that. Like last year was a nightmare, scorched earth, never watched the tape ever again season for Pierre-Luc Dubois. He's far too good of a player to fail.
I think if we go back and we check the tape, there's 2 of us on the left side of this room who believed in PLD, and 1 person on the other side who thought he wasn't going to do it this year.
Oh, really? Because I don't remember anything we said.
I totally was.
We shot 32 videos.
I think I was right to have some legitimate questions after he played last year.
Totally. No, like attitude and ability and,
but he's going to get it back.
By injury.
The talent is there and the work ethic is there, most importantly.
Yes.
Shout out Connor Hellebuck, giving me my first good start from any goalie this year in fantasy. Thanks for that, by the way.
Jesse, one day, because you've mentioned this a couple times, but don't explain it now. One day we're going to have to do a rundown of how to properly draft an NHL fantasy team.
Next
'Cause I did
October.
bad.
Next October
We'll do a hockey fantasy preview.
I had more than one
fantasy.
person reach out, by the way, and say they also had Steve's strategy and thought that they were the ones who came up with it, and they're also getting killed by it.
No.
Yeah, but it's my job to just stick to my guns and not make any trades and just have faith in the team.
No, I
I've
will
built.
do this.
Yeah. No, I have to. What am I going to do? Trade Hellebuck or Vasilevsky? No.
Also, next year, we're going to get you in a real draft. You're going to do an auction draft.
I like that.
Snake
I
drafts
like
are bullshit.
those are way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
Snake
Okay.
drafts make no sense.
I hate snake drafts. Okay. Emily Kaplan of ESPN, now on TV as well. Congrats, Emily. She's doing all the ringside stuff. She wrote an article this morning for ESPN, Jack Eichel's camp to meet with the Buffalo Sabres to make final case for disc replacement surgery.
Oh.
So, according to sources, Eichel's camp is presenting that information to Buffalo this week, hoping they will budge on their stance. And I'm assuming by this week, they mean like either today or next week. But here's the thing. So this is how this works. I had this explained to me the other day and I didn't realize. So you both are players for an NHL hockey team. Okay. You both get injured.
Yes.
The surgeon on the team or the doctor on the team says, this is what your opportunity is. Oh, I'm going to lose Steve. I'm going to lose him.
No, I'm turning my sound off.
This is what we think we should do. And you guys both disagree. You now both have the opportunity to seek an outside person. Mm-hmm. So you find an outside person and they give you a different opinion. The quote unquote second opinion. Okay. So you're able to do that and you bring all those findings back. Maybe the doctor comes with you, gets on a Zoom call, and they present it to the team doctor and the team doctor goes, yes or no. Oh, I've been convinced one way, or I'm not convinced and I don't think this is good for the team, because they also have to act in the team's interest too.
Yes.
Remember that's a weird thing about being a team doctor, is it's not just in the patient's interest about quality of life. It's about, is this person going to be able to play? Can we protect this $50 million investment?
Yeah, you don't want to call anyone's integrity into question, but that is an enormous conflict of interest.
There is, and I don't know how you solve that conflict of interest, but it's not the same as seeing your normal pediatrician.
You still need a team doctor.
I said pediatrician because you're a child. I'm kidding. I love you. I love you. So then, what do you do? Do you know what happens from there?
After you go seek all the
So you got your
other
second opinion,
opinions,
and then it's rejected by the team. What do you do?
you can go seek more second opinions.
You can seek a third opinion, which is what Jack Eichel is doing here.
Yeah.
And this is it. So if you're a player in the NHL and you're injured, like Jesse and Steve are right now, you bring the third opinion in, and you're hoping that the third opinion probably agrees with the second opinion. And now you got two doctors on your side saying, you know what, team doctor, you're incorrect. This is actually better. Here's why. Maybe even present some more information. And if at that point the team doctor still says no, you're at an impasse. So that is what's happening here. And it'll be very interesting to see how this goes. At that point, Emily does mention that they could file a grievance with the NHLPA. But again, I would say to you, like, this is part of the collective bargaining thing, right? You don't, if the team says no, the team says no. And if the doctor says no, the doctor says no. If the doctor is not convinced, and you can see, as much as it on a human level is terrible, you can see how a team doctor would be like, no, because we don't have any proof.
No one
That's
wants
the thing
to be
about this surgery. It's so new.
No one wants to be first.
Bingo.
Yeah. Elliot speculated on the Jeff Merrick show starring Jeff Merrick, featuring Jeff Merrick.
That Elliot was on, but that wasn't 32 Thoughts.
That's not 32 Thoughts. It's just a segment that Elliot's on the Jeff Merrick show, which is on the Fan 590 featuring Jeff Merrick.
Okay.
So he speculated that it wasn't even like a third opinion that Eichel was gathering. It was like dozens of doctors he's going to and just collecting all of these doctors who would agree that the surgery is okay and it's okay to get. And that maybe if there's enough doctors that are on Eichel's side, that a lawsuit could come about. But that's still ways down the road. Mm-hmm. But it could be a possibility. If there's so many doctors and you present it to the team doctor and he's still like, no, then it's like, okay, what the hell are you doing here if all these doctors are not on your side?
And from a legal perspective, the grievance thing is interesting, but there's not much that can be done, because what they would do is they go to an arbitrator and be like, hey, did you sign this contract? Yeah.
Well, okay.
Then I think we have our answer.
Gavel. Yeah,
that's right.
That's
and
a tough one.
That's part of the deal. So it is a tough situation, but at least, hey, for a while there was just nothing. So at least something's happening.
There's lots of chatter.
Yeah. Not much actual information. It's fall, which means football season is in full swing, and that means for you, that's a way to get some skin in the game and have a little extra fun, and that's why BetMGM remains the exclusive betting partner of The Athletic. As a fan of The Athletic, you can bet $10 to win $150 plus a free 3-month subscription or extension to your subscription with The Athletic when you use BetMGM and the promo code. Just sign up at betmgm.com and use this promo code, TheAthleticPod, at checkout to take advantage of this special offer from the king of sportsbooks. That's a $10 bet to win $150 plus 3 months free from The Athletic at betmgm.com using the promo code TheAthleticPod at checkout. It's a new customer offer. Visit betmgm.com for terms and conditions.
21 years of age or older to wager. Arizona, Colorado, Washington, D.C., Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia only. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona, 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado, Washington, D.C., Nevada, Wyoming, and Virginia, 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help in Michigan, 1-800-GAMBLER in Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Call or text the Tennessee Red Line 800-889-9789 in Tennessee or call 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Check out betterhelp.com/STP. Now, life is full of stressors. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. Young, old, rich, not as rich. Do you have a house? Do you have furniture? You can still be stressed. And I think it's a really good time right now, before we get into the holidays and stuff. Yeah, we got to start talking about the holidays. I think maybe you should talk to somebody who's completely unbiased about your life. Somebody who isn't going to judge you or take sides on anything. When there are things you can't tell anyone, or you feel like you can't unload it in your family and friends, and you need to unload it, that's what therapy can be for you. And BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't even have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Unload those stressors. This podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. And use the promo code STP. You'll get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/STP. That's BetterHelp.com/STP. Now, I was hoping, guys, your last donut bet went really, really well. So for anybody that missed the donut Steve versus Jesse bet, can you explain it for me one more time? Because I would like to propose a new donut bet for the two of you. Again, I am the winner here because I get donuts, but
Right.
I have a new potential donut bet for you, and I'm really excited about it.
All right.
So the donut bet was there were 2 contracts yet to be signed, Elias Pettersson and Quinn Hughes. I bet that Quinn Hughes would be making more per year
Season,
or
yeah.
would have a higher cap hit than Elias Pettersson. Jesse bet the opposite. He bet that Pettersson would have the higher one. I won by no amount of money.
Like
just
20
a
grand.
little-
$250,000.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
It was
man.
small in the grand scheme of things NHL-wise, so Jesse had to get Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to propose a new donut bet. I want to see if you guys are into it. And it has, again, to be season, regardless of term, who's the more...
AAV.
AAV.
Yeah.
Okay. The Devils and Rangers are both looking to extend their young defensemen, Hughes and Fox. Now...
Wait, Hughes is a forward.
Sorry, not defense. Jeez, why did I say defense? It's because of Vancouver.
They're young stars.
They're young players.
Okay.
Now, Steve's thing last time, the reason you went with Hughes, which is why I wanted to make this a donut bet, is it's almost the exact same bet, right? Hughes is a defenseman. He made more money last time. But the Hughes in New Jersey means a lot more. Means a lot more to the Devils, I think.
First overall pick.
Sure.
Dearth of talent.
Yeah, Adam Fox, older, but Norris.
And Norris Trophy winner, but surrounded by better players, I would say. As much of a mess as the Rangers have been.
I probably agree with that.
So I wanted to see if your opinions differed on this, because then we could enact a donut bet, but I don't want you to do it. I don't want you to do that fake, TV bet thing where it's like, I'm taking this opinion even though I don't agree with it. Do you both think that one is who do you think's going to make more money here?
I'm pretty confident Adam Fox will. Not
Even though the Rangers do not have the cap space that the Devils do.
But their cap space isn't this year's cap space. It's next year's. You can offer him $100 million and you just got to free up the room for next year.
Yep.
their dead cap, which is a lot, will eventually be less. The problem with Jack Hughes is he looked so good to start the season, separated his shoulder, so he's going to miss a little bit of time. He's got virtually no NHL time to apply to his contract negotiation.
Really?
So he's got to... Well, because he basically got drafted first overall. The Devils were asked. Then the pandemic began. He hasn't had a full season yet, I don't think.
Pierre LeBrun says both teams are looking at the extensions right now.
Yeah. Jack would have to be superhuman,
Yeah.
I think, to get more than Adam Fox.
Okay. By the way, the Rangers and Devils have almost the exact same cap hit this year, within $300,000 of each other. It's just that the Rangers have a lot more dead cap. So the Devils have $8 million to spend. The Rangers have $5 million, but again, it doesn't matter for
It's
this
about
season.
next
So
year's
yeah, you
cap,
both
yeah.
agree on this. It's going to be Fox.
One of them has one of the most prestigious trophies ever in hockey under his belt, and the other one is a guy who's played less than 100 games in the NHL.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be great. He's going to be a really good player, but he's going to have a really hard time negotiating more money than the reigning Norris Trophy winner.
But if he's great,
No.
Ow.
all right.
We can't force a donut.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
I will
I
find
appreciate the effort.
I'll find another donut bet. I knew it was a long shot, but I'm like, let it try. You got to try.
I like your thought process there. Wait, Hughes, donuts? Me. I want donuts. Let's do this.
I like this though. I like you searching for donut bets.
Oh, I'm going to
It's
be
fun.
looking. Listen, this is good. I like donuts. I don't know if you could tell.
Those Krispy Kremes were unbelievable.
Those were
Yeah.
stupid good.
Okay. We need to talk about something very important here. There's a couple things that happened in the last few episodes that maybe you're confused on. So I mentioned this last show, but I was talking about a young player who scored their first goal a couple episodes ago. And it was Hendrik Lapierre from the Capitals.
It was Jock Peterson of the Atlanta Braves.
And I called him Jock Peterson and then Jake Peterson and then a very intelligent Steve Dangle podcast listener reached out to me on my Instagram DMs, and I have lost the DM because my DMs are
Stupid.
They're stupid. But I want to thank you for doing it. You know who you are. There was one person who did it, and they said, I know why you said Jake Peterson, because Jake Peterson of the Dallas Stars scored his first goal of the year that same night.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
That's why.
I said Jake, and I said Peterson.
But that's not who you were talking about.
But I meant...
You were talking about Hendrik.
But I knew I heard a Jake Peterson name.
You were specifically talking about the incident where he got
pulled out by
everybody was
Oshie.
Oshie, was celebrating it, right?
But I was like, he was like... So what must have happened is the highlight packs must have been right next to each other. And yeah.
Could have happened. Could have happened.
I wanted to clear that. Because there is a Jake Peterson. That person exists. Thank you.
I believe you.
Now, Steve, you launched your merch line outside of the SDPN for sportsnet.ca.
Buy those and not ours. Don't buy SDPN. No, I'm kidding. Buy both, please.
So it seemed really cool because you had Elliot and Jeff and Justin Bourne. Everybody jumped on board.
Oh, yeah. It was great. So we released it. There was a really cool video done. Jade Buckley, brand new to the Sportsnet team. She's been behind the campaign, and she's been great. Josh Ocampo shooting all that magical video stuff and the editing. And, really good reception. I'm waiting to see the numbers. But really good reception. And it was nice to be, like, supported. Justin Bourne posting it, and Elliot Friedman. Jim Treliving followed me after and retweeted Elliot's post about it for some reason.
Jim Treliving?
Yeah. Thank you for the support, sir. Don't listen to anything I've ever said about your son.
Ask him for a franchise.
Yes,
Ask him
I
if
would-
we can have a Boston pizza.
I would, yes.
Yeah, they're the
Jim,
Boston Pizza fan.
I will trade you one free mug for one Boston Pizza franchise in Oshawa, please.
Is there not one in Oshawa?
No, there is.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want that one?
And it's delicious. Jim, it's really good. It was a great launch, and it was a great way to boost my ego, and then also have people be like, you look kind of fat in that video. So, like, it was good. It was a good mix of emotions.
I like the tweet, and I forget which account did it, where it was you lying on the ground in that picture, and then they put like somebody's very sexy legs on that.
Yes.
The picture side by side. They're like, I apologize for this.
No, you don't. Well, and then someone did it. They posted that photo with the audio of me from last episode going, "You want to play with an asshole?" And I got to tell you, it makes it worse. It makes it worse.
Can I do a peel back the curtain thing in regards to the launching of your merch on Sportsnet?
Okay.
So you guys launched that, and
Yes.
I think it's
Store.
shopsportsnetstore.ca or something like that. Or
Man, just
Shopsportsnet.store.
rolls off the tongue.
shopsportsnet.store. Okay.
Listen,
okay.
what do you think I came up with it?
No, I'm just saying this. I'm leading to something.
Okay.
Because I saw that is laughing. I think we lost him. So it's shopsportsnet.store. And I was looking at that.
Canada.
Dot store. Yakko Wacko dot store.
HTTP // semicolon.
HTTPS:// Jesse gets your point.
And that takes you to a landing page where you have to subscribe as a Sportsnet
No,
now.
you don't.
And then you can buy a t-shirt.
Stop. Well, I guess you didn't buy one then. All right, Jesse, can I add you to the list of none friends that I can count on?
In relation to like many things we have coming down the pipeline.
There's a lot
on our network.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to launch a new store in the next coming little bit.
That's great.
Yeah. So but the domain name was going to be sdpnshop.ca.
Okay.
So
You can still do that.
It might have been. I was contemplating a couple different names, and it might have been Shop SDPN. So I was like, let's avoid stepping on Sportsnet and Steve's other merch. So we're going to be SDPN Shop.
Why not?
.sportsnet.
/ subscribe to Sportsnet now.
on.gc.ca. .uk.
.rci.
.rci.
.rogers.
.au.
I vote.
You guys, they're. I know they provide the internet, but they're new to it, right?
I vote that we change Merry Christmas in Italian from Buon Natale to Joe Natale.
That's what I think it should be. That's right. He's Joe Christmas.
He's Joe Christmas. It's a great name.
That's a great name. I didn't even. I never put that together.
Well, it's because you're racist towards Italians.
Yeah, it's true. Bummer.
There it is.
Wow.
So anyway,
Playing with an ass.
So I'm happy.
I'm hosting with an ass.
I'm happy that the two things weren't too similar.
Yeah.
And nobody's stepping on anybody's toes.
Well, and also we could never sell Hat Picks or Dang It's merch on account of we don't own that.
No, we're just happy
we
for
could.
you. We're just happy for
Yeah?
you.
I don't know, Steve.
Yeah.
Tell me about how happy.
I'm very happy for you. It was amazing. It was like the reception was great. The everybody jumping on board was great. It was great.
Everyone?
It was
I don't know. There were a couple people who didn't jump all the way on board, you know?
I retweeted like 40 different people.
There were 50 tweets. Where were the other 10? It's only 80%.
Steve,
commitment.
We are .friends.love.you.
You know what? Go fuck yourself. We did a great job with the merch, and most people were supportive, and some people called me fat.
Yeah, people suck, man.
And said
Whatever.
I'm looking more and more like Jeff O'Neill by the day. That one was funny. I laughed at that one. No one told me to cut the mole off my eyelid, though, so that was an upgrade. Yeah,
Do
it's
people
right-
say that?
What? Oh, yeah. Right to my face.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't know.
Seriously?
Yeah, but I am
No, they're-
happy with my 220-pound build.
Good for you.
I'm not ashamed.
Man,
I'm not ashamed.
good lord.
Anyway,
Where you gotta-
shopsportsnet.store.
Where you got to be in life?
People are bullies.
You know where you got to be. Shopsportsnet.store.
What is it?
Getting your Hat Picks and Dang It's merch. Shopsportsnet.store.
Where do
it's really not that hard.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Where do I get my ice surfing merch? Are we bringing that in?
Nowhere it's canceled. Stop hurting my feelings.
Sorry.
Except, did I tell you how some of my stuff that was the world stopped, and so I had to leave all my shit in the ice surfing studio,
Oh.
and now I don't know where any of it is. Like,
So what did you have there?
Like a Curtis Joseph mask and
No.
and a bunch of really cool pucks and,
No.
and
Wow.
toys and books and
You should ask someone.
well, so their new studio, I saw some of the knickknacks and everything, and I'm like, that's shit from the ice surfing studio, which means my shit is in a box somewhere in the Rogers building. So
Yeah.
they took it from the CBC building to the Rogers building. So I may have a chance of getting my Curtis Joseph mask back. After
You should have sent an email.
2 years,
Yeah,
I did
why didn't
send
you-
an email.
Did you?
And then I
Okay.
forgot.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
.store.
.store.
Can you? Can we do the press.conference, please?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
The Steve Dangle Press Conference.
Don't forget, next episode, Sid Sixero and
Sid.Sixero. Portugal.
We're also we're also gonna launch a new show next week. Yay!
Do they know what they're getting into?
I have no idea. I hope that they didn't hear that. I hope they didn't hear that.
Well, they'll take a stab at it nonetheless.
Steve, we love you, and you're a really good sport.
I know.
You are. You're a spectacular sport.
I know.
Sport.store.
Okay.
God damn it.
I'm not sure if this is funny or if we're just really tired because it's been a long week. But I'm enjoying.
I feel refreshed,
Do you?
Adam. I don't wake up at 4:30 in the morning anymore.
I do.
Speak
tired.
for yourself.
I do the show that I enjoy, and if other people happen to enjoy it, they're welcome to.
Okay.
So this is from Twitter Hockey Mom, our dear friend. Adam, I'm going to ask you this question.
Oh God, here we go.
It's in relation to Steve.
Oh, okay.
How late will Steve be for the first podcast after the first significant snowfall?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
I love this question.
Yeah, because here's the thing with Steve, and this is, I'm going to talk about him if he's not here. Steve, on a sunny day when it's 30 degrees Celsius outside, drives 2 to 5 kilometers below the speed limit.
It's not even true.
And then when it's snowy, so it's not whether or not he'll be late, it's whether or not he'll come. Because Steve, whenever it's about to snow, Steve will be like, guys, it's going to be a pretty crazy day tomorrow. We're like, yep, we saw the forecast. Guys, I don't know. I don't know, guys. And Mom sent me a text. It's crazy out there. And so I think, and then Steve will get ready to leave on time, and then something stupid will happen, like he'll have to go number 2. And that is true. That is true.
Sometimes you gotta go number 2.
That's right. And it's always, and you know this, and our friends have all said this too. You know, and it's like literally we used to joke that we pull up to Steve's house for like a cottage weekend, and he'd be like, "Hang on, I gotta take a crunch," and then like he'd run back in the house, and then it would be 20 minutes later before he reemerged.
I don't like that.
Well, you got to do a good job.
Yeah.
I got that from one of the guys at the camel rides. He said it, and I've been saying it ever since.
There it is.
Got to drop.
It's not a great thing, but it's better than what the other alternatives are. Is that fair? Am I unfair about that, Jesse? What do you think?
No, I take offense to the idea that I drive slow.
Is that done now?
Turbo over here. Are you done now?
Speaking of which, have you heard the rumor about Steve Dangle? Did you know that there was a rumor?
No.
I was informed yesterday that there was a rumor about you. And it was Greg Brady, formerly of Fan 590, now of AM 640. He's like, we need to talk about Dangle moving up in the world. I'm like, yeah, he's been doing amazing. He's like, yeah. He's like, is he driving a gold BMW?
What?
And I said, what? And he's like, no. He's like, I swear to God. He's like, I've had several people ask me this. And then I saw it in downtown Toronto. Somebody walking around in jean shorts, looks exactly like Steve, but he had a mask on. But he drives a gold BMW. And Greg was like, I was impressed. And I said, no, I think he drives a Mazda 3, which replaced his previous Mazda 3.
Yeah, with shitty plates, because I can't be arsed to replace them with the Doug Ford ones.
Yeah, why would you replace? Well, that's gone, by the way. You don't have to replace them.
Oh, really? Great. Good.
Yeah.
Then shitty plates it is.
So the rumor about you is that you drive a gold BMW, sir.
I have a gold BMW?
Yeah.
You know what? That's okay. You know that meme society, if this were to happen? Society, if the Leafs won one round ever, then maybe I would drive a gold BMW. But for now, it's a Mazda 3 with shitty plates. That's a rumor going around that I drive a gold BMW.
You drive a gold BMW. There is a look-alike Steve Dangle. If you spot him on the streets of Toronto, let us know. Don't harass the guy. But apparently there's a guy that looks like you that has a gold BMW in Toronto.
Oh man, is he white with brown hair?
Right. Kind of looks Italian.
Yeah. Oh man,
I just thought that was funny.
Out of the norm.
Here, wait, does he match the description of a significant portion of the Greater Toronto area?
Like the Brian Landry thing. Before they found him.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so the Brian Landry, Gabby Petito thing where they were the influencers.
You're not saying his name right. Landry?
Laundry is it? Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess until I think they found his remains recently, but until that time, there have been like 4 or 5 different reports of the FBI just mobbing guys who are bald with a beard. And so one guy was hiking the Appalachian Trail, and they like jumped out of the bushes and grabbed him. Another guy was woken up at gunpoint in his hotel room because the hotel had called the cops. And obviously neither of them were the guy. And then they were selling shirts to bald guys saying, I'm not Brian Laundrie, I'm just bald. And yeah, crazy. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. But anyway. So
I don't drive a gold BMW.
You don't. But I just thought that was a funny
I want to know where he got that.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, sorry.
So this is from Kevin1138. What's the more embarrassing stat? Coyotes 33.3% penalty kill, or Montreal Canadiens 0.8 goals per game?
That's tough.
That is tough. I'm going to say the Habs, just because they're expected to. I mean, they just came off of going to the Stanley Cup final, whereas no one's watching the Coyotes going, oh, what are they doing being bad? We all knew. Mm-hmm. We all knew they were going to be bad. 33% is something.
That should be up near like 75 at the lowest.
60 would be a crisis. Remember we were talking about the Oilers and how
all-time record of home penalty kill.
And it was 50-50, something like that. 33? Yeah, that's pretty shit. Okay. Well, I was about to say, if by season's end the stats are the same, I would say Coyotes. No, I wouldn't.
No?
The Habs only getting like 78 goals? No, that's a nightmare. I'm going to say Montreal.
Okay.
Expectations are higher.
I think Montreal is going to break out of the scoring slump. Toffoli scored last night. Hoffman's going to score. Suzuki's going to score. Caulfield's going to score.
Gallagher scored depending on who you asked.
And so while it's embarrassing, we've seen cold starts before. And this team wasn't ever going to be very good, we don't think. Arizona is worse than we all thought, except for Dom Lucian, who had them pegged at 32nd. They're worse. Yeah. So I would say that's the embarrassing thing. I think that the embarrassing thing is your penalty kill. You know, as much as it's hard to kill a penalty, it's not that hard.
Right.
Does it? You know what I'm saying?
NHL teams kill penalties at a significantly high rate.
It's not a 70% of them go in rate.
No.
And
ever.
Craig Anderson's old, but he's, a goalie.
Yeah, who's in goal for the Coyotes?
Carter Hutton, and someone who's made up.
Yeah, someone who was made up was in last night. It didn't look good.
Yeah, it's because he's made up.
Do you think James Reimer starts tonight for San Jose?
No, it's Aiden Hill tonight.
Is it Aiden Hill?
Reimer played last night.
Boo.
I agree, boo. Well, no, because this is good. Now I get to cheer for like a 7-0 Leafs win.
Oh, because you wouldn't want that otherwise?
Because, there was that one game a few years ago where Reimer was getting shelled when he was on the Panthers, and I was like, I'm sorry. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Does that really affect you? Like, you love James that much?
Yeah, I like him. I want the best for him. I'm still go Leafs go, but I don't know.
All these years later,
I'm like Wesley Snipes pointing the gun and crying. That meme,
right?
That's me. I'm like,
God, I can remember when Reimer was traded, and the next year Austin Matthews, or a year later Austin Matthews in the lineup, and I said Austin Matthews, as soon as he steps on the ice, will be the best 34 that's ever played for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I remember how offended Steve was.
You're mean.
I remember that.
That was fun.
It was disrespectful to James's legacy, to Jamie McCowan's legacy.
That's true. Jamie and his beard, or no, he had a mustache, right?
He had a mustache.
Yeah.
The Arizona Coyotes goalie was named Karel Velmelka. I'm not saying that right.
Velmelka?
Do you see that?
Yeah, he played in the Czech League, I think, last year. I don't even know where they got this guy.
No. Not
he doesn't have a picture on the team's website.
Carter, he's played more games than Carter Hutton, by the way.
Yeah, because Carter Hutton's been awful.
Carter Hutton has a 7.02 and an 8.75 GAA in 2 games.
Okay.
They may never win.
Poor guy. They put him in a position to fail. They should have at least given him $1 million to just, I was going to say to be the dartboard, but you try to hit dartboards. It's just mean. It's just mean.
Well, I think we should, unless Jesse, you got
Hutch
something.
goes tonight. Hutch. That'll be fun. It's also a 6:00 start.
Oh, Hutch and Aiden
area.
Hill. Oh, God.
Yeah. Aiden Hill's last game was a shutout.
No, I know. Yeah. That's what I know. Oh, God. Okay, well, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, listen, we're going to wrap it up there. Don't forget, Sid 60 Monday. New show launches Monday. We'll bring the person on. It's going to be super fun. And if you love the CJ show, they have merch at the SDPN website. It's sdpn.ca/shop/accessories.
Link for the description. Raising money for Easter seals again.
Yes.
Damn it.
Yes.
Rachel's Raiders. We are way behind in fundraising because I was way behind in asking you for money. Let's correct that now. Let's raise money for Easter seals. Kids with physical disabilities. Let's help kids be kids.
How much time do we got?
That's it.
Oh, I thought I was.
No. For the Easter seals.
Oh, it's on November 12th.
Okay, so not a lot.
So we have less than a month.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening. Be on the lookout this weekend for some clips from this week. And again, a very exciting week next week. We're getting to the point where there's going to be new shows coming out literally every single day, which is very exciting for the Steve Dangle podcast this week. Enjoy the 2 games this weekend. We love you. We will see you Monday.
Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.